the CSI Softball Complex on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet welcomes you back into NCAA Division II softball coverage on the ECC Network. In Game 2 of our East Coast Conference doubleheader, the College of Staten Island Dolphins host the Queens College Knights. Good afternoon, everybody. Once again, my name is Joe Foreman on the call solo. They are still playing over at the baseball diamond. I got back just in time for first pitch as that's lined through the right side for a leadoff base hit by Emma Zumpol. And Queens has their first batter on to open up the road first inning. In the circle for the Dolphins, Alexandra Frenza. And once I get our live stats booted up, we will get you the starting lineups for today's game. I'll take care of that. I have to slide over to the stats desk for just a moment. Get the live stats ready to go. Dolphins took the win in Game 1 by a score of 2-0. Kennedy Ruth picked up the victory, went the distance, and a Dolphins win. Ruth wins for the 6th time this year. The Knights mounted a significant threat in the 7th, but they stranded the bases loaded. And the Dolphins held on for the win. Count 0-2 on Caroline Pescatori. And that is in for a called strike 3. One away now on the road first.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 20, Amanda Baez.
And that will bring up Amanda Baez. Live stats still not quite cooperating with us. We'll have to continue to work on that. Baez behind 0-1, make it 0-2 now. And that pitch sails high. Count runs to 1-2. Comes the 1-2, and that misses high. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that swung on and missed for strike 3. Frenza got Baez to chase out of the strike zone, and there are now 2 away in the first.
Number 55, Kaylee Campbell.
And that's it out to deep left center field. That's headed toward the wall, and it hits off the fence. It rolls away from Carcano in center as Zumpol heads home, and she is in to score the game's first run. It's an RBI double for Kaylee Campbell, and Queens goes in front of CSI 1-0. For the second consecutive game, it's a long double by Kaylee Campbell to get things started for Queens. This time it gives the Knights the early lead. As you get another look at that last swing, that ball traveled a long way, hit about a third of the way up the fence in deep left center field. Emma Zumpol will be the batter. Have the stats out from last game. It is Jenny Murphy who will be the batter. As we had a stats issue last game, I have to correct it during the break. Comes the 1-1. That's fouled back. If I'm not on headset when we come back from our next break, it's because I'm over a few feet to the right addressing an issue from last game. Count on Murphy, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Frenza 1 strike away from ending this road first. As that's hit well to left. Caffel gets there, but she played it on a bounce. Heading home is Campbell. She will score. And it's an RBI single for Jenny Murphy. It's now 2-0 Knights.
The pitcher, number 1, Ariana Paccioni.
Murphy comes through, hitting in a 2-strike count. Was a bit out in front, but that actually worked in her favor as she dropped it in front of Caffel in left field. At the plate, Ariana Fraccioni. She takes outside to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1. And that's low for ball 2. Here comes the 2-1. That's fouled straight back. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 away in the road first. Already 3 hits for the Knights in this inning. And that's popped up. Foul ground, long run, and no Dolphin will get there. That is a foul ball, and the count remains 2-2. Fraccioni continuing to battle. Looking to keep this inning going for the Knights, as they've jumped out to an early 2-run lead against Alexandra Frenza. 2-2 is hit out to shallow left. And that falls in front of Caffel for a base hit. Advancing first to third was Murphy. And in its second with a double is Fraccioni. You won't see where this ball landed on the replay, but it dropped right along the left field line, not too far behind third base. No chance for Caffel in left, as that will prompt a conference in the circle for the Dolphins infield. Riley O'Connor will be the batter. O'Connor did not play in game 1. And that pitch misses low. Here comes the 1-0. That sliced foul. Count even at 1. Frenza's pitch count running up early in this game. As that's hit well to left toward the corner, but foul. And that would have easily scored a pair. Base hit here completely changes this game in the early going. A 2-run hole, not a huge deal in the first. A 4-run hole, certainly much tougher to climb out of. Here comes the 1-2. That's fouled off again. Frenza looking for that elusive third strike. She's had a 2-strike count on multiple hitters now with 2 outs in this inning. Just 1 pitch away from limiting the damage. Another 1-2 is popped up in my direction, foul. The count remains 1-2. Frenza looks in and delivers. That's popped up on the infield and caught at third by Bridget Motley to retire the side. The Knights strand a pair in the first, but they score twice as they take a 2-0 lead over the Dolphins through the first half inning. Joe Foreman back with you from the CSI Softball Complex. You did get many of the sounds from that Dolphins rally as CSI has retaken the lead. They led for much of Game 1, fell behind 2-0 early in this second game of a pair, and now the Dolphins have gone ahead by a score of 3-2. We had a stats issue from our previous game I had to take care of. Also, our live stats were not functioning correctly. So we had to make sure we got that working as well. Unfortunately, that caused me to miss the start of the home first inning. But I will recap. You did see everything, heard much of what was happening here at the softball complex, minus the sound of my voice. But Eileen Balderas led off the game with a double, followed by a Bridget Motley single. Olivia Wanzer then drove in a pair with an extra base hit. Anissa Acosta popped up. Olivia Warner struck out. Amanda Stalker drove in a run. And then right there, the final out of the inning was recorded as Sabrina Caffel was retired. So the Dolphins end up scoring 3 times. Both teams now with 4 base hits in the game. CSI leads Queens 3-2 after 1.
I know. It's not my favorite. I like them. But they're come on, Allie. Oh, they're too big, but they're not big. Usually I'll bite them in half. They're like, I need like 3 bites out. 3 bites, come on. Shot. Oh! Nice effort! Fins up! She tried. Her face just came right up out of the ground. Alright, come on, let's go!
Joe Foreman back with you here on CSI Sportsnet as we are all set at the stats desk. We had to make an update to our game files from Game 1. I made those changes during the previous inning. I uploaded the corrected file just moments ago, so everything is good on that side of things. Unfortunately for me on this day, with both baseball and softball going on at the same time, My responsibilities extend much further than my play-by-play duties in this one. That's a nice running grab in center. Throw behind the runner at first. May have been in time, but it's off the glove of Anissa Acosta. And moving up to second base and into scoring position is Ali Parascandola.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 9, Caroline Pescatore.
2 away in the inning. Runner in scoring position and 2 outs for the Knights. Parascandola represents the tying run at second as that's through the right side for a hit. It's bobbled in right, and that takes away any chance the Dolphins had to stop Parascandola from scoring. It's an RBI base hit for Caroline Pescatore, and the Knights have tied the score at 3. Already 9 hits between the two teams here in the opening inning and a half, as you get a look at that last base hit by Pescatore. At the plate is Amanda Baez. She's ahead 1-0. They are still playing up at the baseball diamond, game 1, well underway at this point in the late innings now. The Dolphins were leading 4-3 when I departed the baseball complex to return to my post here at softball. They should be just about at the end of that one by now, as that's popped up, foul, and out of play. The current score over baseball I will have in a minute. They're in a commercial break. As I just booted up the broadcast over there, Nick Bavona on the call. I might get over there in time to join him for the start of game 2. That is not out of the realm of possibility. As that's hit well out to center. And settling underneath it to make the catch is Carcano to retire the side. But not before the Knights get even. Queens, with another base hit in the inning, is able to tack on a run. And the Dolphins and Knights are now even at 3. Cassidy Latour will lead off for the Dolphins in the home second inning. CSI and Queens now even at 3. Latour in game 1 was 0 for 2 at the plate and was pinch hit for in her third turn at bat as she flies out to right field to open up the home third. Perhaps a bit late, but the starting lineup for the Dolphins: Balderas, Motley, Wanzer, Acosta, Warner, Stalker, Caffel, Latour, and Carcano. Defensively for the Dolphins, first to third, Acosta, Warner, Balderas, Motley. Left to right in the outfield, Caffel, Carcano, Stalker. Starting lineup for the Knights: Zumpal, Pescatore, Baez, Campbell, Murphy, Fraccioni, O'Connor, Varuso, Parascandola. And in left field is Call. Pitcher is batting. That is Fraccioni. She's in the circle now. At the plate for the Dolphins, Mariah Carcano. Carcano had a pair of bunt hits in game 1 before she was pinch hit for in her third turn at bat. Natalia Nath proceeded to reach on an error. And it's going to take some time for me to stop saying Nath. It is Natalia Kanath, as I mentioned during game 1, but that is going to take some time getting used to. Hopefully I catch myself every time as Mariah Carcano takes outside. After one season with the team, we were told Mariah's last name was correctly pronounced Carcano. Eventually, all of us caught on, and we get it right now. And Carcano takes a strike. The fanatics in the stands didn't quite like that one. Count full, 3-2. And that misses way upstairs for ball 4. So Carcano draws a walk, and that will send it back to the top of the order.
Now batting the shortstop, number 27, Eileen Balderas.
Eileen Balderas will be the batter. Balderas got things started for the Dolphins with a double. As promised, scoring update from baseball. Dolphins 6, Lions 3. They play in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Dolphins looking for some insurance with Lincoln down to their final 3 outs. And CSI has the first 2 men on in the home half of the 8th. The 1-0 to Balderas, hit toward the middle. Carcano was running, and they don't get the out at second with Carcano on the move. And the call was changed. Okay. The initial call appeared to be safe. We'll get a look at it on replay. Going to be very tough to see second base. In real time, I thought for sure she beat it. Carcano left early. So they're being given a choice. Result of the play, which was an out at second base, or strike. Result of the play or result of the pitch. Okay. So Carcano left early. She's out. And Balderas reaches on a fielder's choice. So I think for scoring, that's an RLE on the base paths. RLE, Lauren. And a fielder's choice for Balderas. That early start certainly appeared consequential as Carcano did beat the throw to second. That will bring up Bridget Motley, who sends one off the glove of Murphy. Throw is low, and Murphy gets back to first to scoop it out. Nicely done by the Knights' first baseman. And that'll do it for the Dolphins in the home second. We'll get a second look at that as we head to break, where we remain tied at 3. crouching beneath the camera, a bit of a chore for me. The camera is very low, so I had to make a cameo as I returned to my spot at the commentary desk. We had a scoring issue from the last half inning that I had to attend to. We wanted to make sure that we had the situation input correctly for the runner leaving early. We also had a power issue in the venue. Fortunately, much of our broadcast is operating off of battery power independent of the power supply here in the venue. Unfortunately, that does not apply to our mixer. So we did lose sound ahead of that last half inning, and I had to rewire the venue for power as the Dolphins in the dugout tossed a helmet onto our power wire, and it knocked out the wire. So we get the power back in time for the bottom half of the third inning. We'll also get our bases illustration back on the screen as Olivia Wanzer will lead off for the Dolphins. CSI tied with Queens at 3. They are still playing in game 1 over at baseball. The Dolphins, with a late lead in that game, did tack on some insurance in the home half of the 8th inning. So the Dolphins appear well on their way to a victory over at baseball. That would improve them to 4-3 in conference play and 3-0 against Lincoln. The Dolphins scored 4 times in the 8th. They lead the Knights, or I should say lead the Lions 8-3. A lot of mascots to contend with. We have the Knights here at softball, the Lions over at baseball. Wanzer ahead 3-0. Fraccione delivers. And that's ball 4. And speaking of confusion over mascots, we had Georgian Court here at the softball complex earlier in the year. I called them Malloy at least twice. And the reason for that is that Georgian Court, also the Lions. You say Lions enough times, eventually my brain associated that with Malloy. Dolphins have the leadoff batter on in the third as Anissa Acosta takes up and away for ball 1. Thanks to our live stats, I can tell you, TJ 0 for 1 in this game. Fraccione has missed with 5 straight, and Acosta just got under that one as she hits it out to center. Catch is made there by Baez, and there's one away.
Now batting the second baseman, number 42, Olivia Warner.
That will bring up Olivia Warner. Warner 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Comes to the plate here with Wanzer on first, 1 out. And Warner takes a strike. Comes the 0-1. That's on the outside corner. Warner quickly in a 2-strike hole. Amanda Stalker would be on deck. Comes the 0-2. That's up and away. Comes the 1-2. That's fouled back. And that's lined straight into the glove of the second baseman, O'Connor. 2 gone.
Now batting the right fielder.
Warner hit that one well,
Amanda Stalker.
but didn't put it in the right spot. And that will bring up Amanda Stalker. Stalker at the plate, 1 for 1. Comes to the plate here with a runner on first and 2 outs. Score tied at 3. And that pitch is taken outside. Comes the 2-0. That's chopped to short. Handled cleanly. Low throw, and it gets away. That ends up down the right field line. Wanzer goes first to third, and Stalker moves up to second. That's going to be an E6 on the low throw. And the Dolphins now have the go-ahead run on third, and two in scoring position with 2 outs. Sabrina Caffel will be called back to the Dolphins dugout here, as you'll get a look at that throw getting away at the tail end of that last play. Elizabeth Moore will be the batter. So Liz Moore will get another chance off the Dolphins bench.
Number 23, Elizabeth Moore.
Moore got a pinch hit at bat in game 1. Drew a walk in that spot. And she comes up in a big spot here. Tie game, 3rd inning. 2 in scoring position and 2 outs, as Fraccioni delivers ball 1. If Moore gets on, Cassidy Latour would be next. Latour is 0 for 1. The 1-0 pitch. Low and outside, ball 2. Count 2-0 on Moore. And she slices that one foul. Big at-bat in this game for both teams. And we saw time and time again, Kaylee Campbell pitching well with runners on base, limiting the damage in game 1. Can Fraccioni hold the Dolphins scoreless here in game 2? So that's taken low. And the count on Moore is 3-1. Moore can afford to look for her pitch here. First base is open. Here comes the 3-1. And that's in for a called strike. Count now full on Moore, 3-2. Payoff pitch on its way. And Moore fouls it off. Dolphin hitters have made nothing easy on Knights pitching today. Long at-bats, fighting back from 2 strike counts. And over at the baseball diamond, they have gone final. Dolphins win 8-3. Good news there. 3-2. Line the other way and straight into the glove of Murphy as the side is retired. Moore made a bid for a 2 RBI hit, but instead, the Knights escape trouble once again, as they have all day long. We remain tied at 3 through 3 from the CSI Softball Complex. Top of the 4th from the CSI Softball Complex will open with an F7. As that one was sent to left field by Riley O'Connor, quickly one away in the road half of the 4th inning. Due up for the Knights, 7, 8, and 9. O'Connor, Varuso, Parascandola. That pitch is taken for ball one. Riley O'Connor, the batter. O'Connor 0 for 1 at the plate in this game. And that misses down and away. The Knights with 6 hits, the Dolphins with 4. The two teams combined for 5 runs in the first. Just 1 since. That belongs to Queens. And that's taken up and in. So we'd expect baseball to get their second game underway at about 3 o'clock. They still moved at a very rapid pace. 9 innings in about 2 hours and 35 minutes. As that pitch is in for a strike. If they start around 3, I can probably expect to join that call at some point between the 3rd and 4th inning. That's my estimate for my ETA over baseball, as that's pulled foul down the right field line, where an incredible diving catch was nearly made by Stalker. You won't see it in the scope of our camera, and off the bat, I didn't think she had a chance, but Stalker extended in foul territory and nearly made a great diving catch. You could see her make a run to that ball in fair territory. There's only about maybe 20 feet between Stalker and the foul line, as that's grounded through the middle for a base hit. And Christina Varuso is on with a 1-out single.
Now batting the shortstop, number 11, Brianna Call.
The shortstop is Ali Parascandola. As that's hit in the air, she was misannounced into the game, as Balderas makes the catch. 2 gone. Emma Zumpal will be the batter here. 2 away. Road 4th inning, runner on first. That is Varuso. We'll see if the Knights look to be a bit aggressive here and move her up into scoring position. Count 1-0. At the plate in this game, Zumpal 1 for 2. And she takes outside. Count now 2-0. We have Alexandra Frenza at about 60 pitches, as we had early in the game some at-bats that may have been cut just a bit short as we attended to stats issues. And Zumpal, unsurprisingly, takes a strike on 2-0. I think with a runner in scoring position, you probably give her the green light there, but with a runner only at first, you take one on 2-0. 2-1 pitch coming. And that's lined into right field for a base hit. Varuso will go first to third, as the throw did sail over the cutoff, but Zumpal could not advance. It's a 2-out base hit for the Knights' third baseman. And Queens has runners on the corners with 2 away.
Caroline Pescatore.
That will bring up Caroline Pescatore. Good effort there by Acosta to leap and try and make the backhanded snag, but she couldn't get to it. As that's grounded to short, Balderas will go the short way, and the side is retired. A 1 pitch out, strands 2 on base for the Knights, and we remain tied at 3, headed to the home 4th inning.
Dear softball, where to begin with what you have given me? I have struggled with you at times, but you have unequivocally made me who I am today. You have given me light in the darkest times where I thought light could not enter. Growing up, you were there for me when social groups may not have been. You were there through familiar hard times, and you never gave up on me. You have introduced me to so many influential people in my life, and I wouldn't have dreamt of meeting if it was not for you. You always kept me motivated to pursue a dream. No matter what was going on in life, you kept inspiring me to chase my dreams. And you have taught me many life lessons of overcoming, perseverance, and what it truly means to dedicate yourself to your craft. You have taught me that success is not guaranteed or promised, and that it is earned every second of every day. softball, you have guided me, pushed me to be my best, and inspired me. You kept me going when I thought I had no more to give. At times, you were my last hope. You have led me to this moment here, today, where I could not be more indebted to you. My name is Jenna Lilly. I am a senior softball player at the University of Oregon, majoring in sociology with a minor in psychology.
Cassidy Latour will lead things off for the Dolphins in the home fourth inning. As I've just hit a second wind, food has arrived, so I'm energized now at the softball complex. Dolphins looking to take the lead in a tie game as we are even at 3 playing in the bottom half of the fourth. Latour takes outside for ball 1, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Latour is 0 for 1 at the plate. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Dolphins here in the fourth as Latour hits one in the air out to left, falling fast, and that is down for a base hit. Perhaps the ball was initially misjudged for just a moment by call and left, and that was enough to allow that to fall, though the wind is blowing in from left field. So the Dolphins had that working to their advantage as well. And now Mariah Carcano will be the batter, and you have to think she will bunt here. The question is, can the Knights possibly play in enough that she would try and slap the ball at third base? I mean, look how far in they are at third. And they let it roll, but it does go foul at the last moment. Sumpal was so far in that the bunt went through her legs. And fortunately for Queens, it rolled foul about 2/3 of the way up the line. And Sumpal couldn't have been more than 10 or 15 feet away from Carcano by the time she came in fully, as that's taken up and away. Latour, the runner on first. Carcano at the plate. Still nobody out here in the fourth. And that's sliced foul. Count 1 and 2. The bunt likely off the table now. Carcano was swinging on that last pitch, and she takes high. Count even at 2 now. Behind Carcano, it's back to the top of the order with Eileen Balderas. Balderas 1 for 2 in the game, hoping for a chance with 2 on, as that misses high for ball 3. Carcano has run the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dolphins hoping to take the lead with a fourth inning rally. Here comes the 3 and 2. And that's swung on and missed for strike 3. Big pitch there by Fraccioni as Carcano is retired for the first out.
Now batting the shortstop, number 27, Eileen Valdez.
That will bring up Eileen Balderas. A much less precarious spot with 1 on and 1 out, as that is lined to short. Low throw gets away again. And staying put is Latour. So a tough break there for Balderas. She hit the ball well, but found the glove of Paris Scandola. Here's another look.
The third baseman, number 19, Bridget Motley.
And they had to play it first if it was a good throw. It would have been a close play, but they had to play, certainly. The throw did get away, but Latour didn't become aware soon enough, as that pitch misses outside to Bridget Motley for ball 1. Motley is 1 for 2 at the plate. We'll look to give Olivia Wanzer a chance, as that misses outside. Wanzer 1 for 1. Had a big hit early in this game during that 3-run first inning. 2-0 the count on Motley. And she chops one toward the hole on the right side, handled it second, and O'Connor throws to first in time to retire Motley for the third out of the inning. The Dolphins strand one on base and do not score in the fourth. Knights and Dolphins tied at 3. A bit late, back from break as I'm enjoying my chicken roll. Now Nick, who's standing to my left, Nick Pavona, who's been up over at baseball for much of the day. I'd offer you a headset, but they're in the crate. That is true. The last time I gave Nick the headset, we had audio issues after that. That being said, we are still working on perfecting our new audio setup. Yesterday's baseball doubleheader sounded a bit off with the audio, so we've tinkered with that. I listened in to baseball for a short time when the game got underway, and it sounded fine. So perhaps we found the right levels. I think the issue was our level coming in from the mixer was too high, though the output appeared right. As that's Scott out to right center, where Carcano makes the catch for the first out here in the fifth inning. Now, I know you can't respond, Nick, but I mentioned it before on the air. There's a chance that I may join you for the start of the next game. An outside chance, but there's certainly a chance. One of these two teams would have to go in front. If it's not in time for first pitch, it would be soon after. My estimate was between the third and fifth inning. Now, the way game one moved, if we finish this game at that pace, I could join you for first pitch. That is how quickly we moved in game one. About 20 minutes every 3 innings. As that's hit to third, Balderas makes the routine play, and Kaylee Campbell is retired on one pitch.
Now batting the first baseman, number 7, Jenny Murphy.
2 gone. At least I think that was a one pitch at bat. I'm a bit engrossed. 2 pitches, Nick says. Okay. When you have the scoreboard automating the count for you and you don't have to do it yourself, it's very hard to lose touch with how many pitches they're wearing in at bat. At the plate now is Jenny Murphy, and she grounds for foul. The internet in game one was solid. Here in game two, live stats lagging a bit behind. The new Dolphin pitcher to start this inning was Kelsey Strayer. Strayer ahead 0-2 on Murphy here. And that's lined at the straightaway center into the glove of Carcano, who makes the catch to retire the side. Knights go down 1-2-3 in the fifth. Queens and Staten Island stay tied at 3. Home fifth inning from the CSI softball complex getting underway with the score tied at 3. Dolphins took game 1 by a final score of 2-0. Once again, they have an opportunity to take the lead here in the home half of inning number 5. Olivia Wanzer leads things off ahead 2-0, and she dumps one into center field for a base hit. Wanzer sends that one into center off the end of the bat, and the Dolphins have the leadoff batter on in the 5th.
Now batting the first baseman, number 34.
That will bring up Anissa Acosta. Acosta 0 for 2 at the plate in this game. Acosta ahead 1-0, and she takes outside. Tough spot now for Fraccioni. A runner on first, nobody out, and she's fallen behind 2-0 against one of the Dolphins' most dangerous hitters. Two 0 pitch on its way. And that's it out to center, deep. And that ball is caught on the warning track. Baez runs it down and makes the grab over her shoulder to retire Acosta for the first out.
Second baseman, number 42, Olivia Warner.
And that will bring up Olivia Warner. Well, my assistance is needed over at baseball, so I may step off headset again in between innings, have to hop on a phone call and assist them up in the press box. As Warner takes outside. Warner at the plate, 0 for 2. Comes the 1-0. That's taken inside. Another 2-0 count for Fraccioni. Acosta nearly made her pay, but Baez made a nice play to make sure that nothing more came of that swing. And also swinging 2-0, Warner fouls it off. For those who watched earlier in the week, the softball up in the tree is still there. Hard to believe with the amount of wind we had yesterday, but that softball is up there pretty good. 2-1 the count. That's fouled back. Count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the foul ball chaser makes a couple of cameos. I believe that was Deanna Dubois running by. Here comes the 2-2. That's up and away. Count now full on Warner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Amanda Stalker stands on deck. Dolphins hope to give her a chance with 2 on. A payoff pitch coming. That's fouled off. Count 3-2. And that's it out to right center, where the catch is made on the move by Pescatori. Loud second out off the bat of Warner. And that will bring Amanda Stalker to the plate with 1 on and 2 away. Stalker is 1 for 2 at the plate. She pops that one up. Foul territory. First base line. And caught by Murphy to retire the side. Dolphins get a leadoff base runner and nothing more as we head to the 6th. Tied at 3.
6, Emma Zinkel.
Joe Foreman back with you from the CSI Softball Complex. Had to turn off my headset to communicate with the stats desk. Not going to lie, I forgot to turn it back on. I've been here for about a minute or two. Realized we had no levels. And I'm back here with 2 outs and a runner on second. Following the hit batter, Varuso moves up into scoring position. Varuso reached on a base hit, and the throw into third cut down the pinch runner, the lead runner, Sienna Danino. The Knights could very easily have the bases loaded with 1 out in this spot. Instead, it looks like the Dolphins will get out of it as Balderas commits another error at shortstop, and everyone is safe. That one stings if you're the Dolphins, and now that out over at third base is huge. The bases are now loaded with 2 outs. We'll get a look at that play over at short once again, and we'll see if Balderas maybe could have recovered to make a play at first. I don't think so. With her arm, she can make up for a bobble or a misplay at short, but not on that play against the left-handed batter, as Caffel runs that one down in foul territory to retire the side. Queens strands the bases loaded. They do not score in the 6th, and we are still tied at 3.
Now coming into pinch-hit for the Dolphins, number 24, Natalia Knott.
Oh yeah, run it out! Oh yeah! Get 2-4! Get 2-4! Get 2-4! That's big time. Good job, Matt. That's big time.
Now coming into pinch run for the Dolphins, number 3, Mariah Carcano. Now batting the shortstop, number 27, Eileen Valderas.
Let's go 2-7. Let's go 2-7. You right there though. Right there though.
20, Amanda Baez. Now batting, the designated player, number 55, Kaylee Campbell.
First base coach. 50 cent.
Now entering to pitch for the Dolphins, number 1, Kennedy Rowe. Now batting, the first baseman, number 7, Jenny Murphy. Now batting the pitcher, number 1, Ariana Faccioni. Now batting the second baseman, number 8, Ryan O'Connor.
Joe Foreman back with you from the CSI Softball Complex, where Queens College has taken the lead over the College of Staten Island by a score of 4-3 as we play in the top half of the 7th inning. I had to rescore each of the last 3 innings. We had a stats issue earlier in the game. Somehow, one of our innings wrapped with less than 3 outs, as that's a base hit into shallow right for Riley O'Connor. Unfortunately, I have to update the runners on base, so when I'm not present at the computer, that does not change. But there are 2 on and 2 outs for the Knights here in the 7th inning, as Kennedy Ruth came in relief of Kelsey Strayer. Ruth got the pop fly the Dolphins were looking for with 2 outs, but it fell just in front of Sabrina Caffel for a go-ahead RBI single off the bat of Ariana Fraccioni. Fraccioni now stands in scoring position over at second base. She is in line to be the winning pitcher as Ruth misses high for ball 1. The runner at first is O'Connor. The runner at second, Fraccioni. At the plate is Christina Varuso. And she is hit by the pitch. So Varuso will take first base. And the bases are now loaded with 2 outs.
Number 11, Allie Pascadola.
Allie Parascandola will be the batter. That pitch is in for a strike. And the 0-1 is lined to right field for a base hit. 1 run in to score. A second run coming home, and the runner is safe or out. It appears safe. No call was made, but the runner is safe, and wow. I don't know about that one. I mean, I am right behind home plate. That's a huge 2 RBI hit off the bat of Allie Parascandola. And we'll get a look at it on replay. That will make it 6-3. As that misses outside, we'll get another look at it in just a moment. I didn't see a call on the play. We're going to slow it down following this next pitch. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for the Knights as that skips in for a ball. Here's another look. We have a great look at it. So tough, we'd have to slow it down even further. I'm not sure we can. As that's lined into center for another Knights base hit. And the line keeps on moving as Queens is now in front 7-3. We apologize for getting you stuck on the replay screen there. As there are now runners on first and second. We'll get another look at that last base hit. We do have it. And here it is, as that's lined into center by Emma Zumpol. So Zumpol drives in the 4th Knights run of the inning. Queens now has 15 hits here in game 2. They lead it by 4. And that's sliced foul. Two balls and 1 strike the count, as I'm simultaneously communicating with the press box at baseball now. That's chopped back to Ruth in the circle, and she throws to first in time to retire the side. But not before Queens scores 4 runs. They now have 15 hits, and they lead CSI 7-3, headed to the home half of the 7th. And we are back from the CSI softball complex with the Dolphins down to their final 3 outs. They trail 7-3. The Dolphins need 4. As I'm still communicating with the stats desk, with baseball. I'm also doing PA over at baseball, for those who don't know. My automated voice is doing the PA announcements up there. Stretched very thin today, but we make it work as we play on here in the home 7th. Olivia Wanzer, the batter, the count even at 1, and she fouls that pitch away. Count now 1-2. Wanzer 2 for 2 in the game. Behind her, Anissa Acosta and Olivia Warner due up here in the 7th. Here comes the 1-2. That misses high. Count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Dolphins' designated player. Raccioni looks in. And that's fouled off. Wanzer continues to battle. Dolphins need base runners and will take them in any manner possible. Comes the 2-2. That's blooped on the infield. Easy play at second for O'Connor, and there's one away.
Now batting the first baseman, number 34, Anissa Acosta.
That will bring up Anissa Acosta. Acosta is 0 for 3 at the plate. The Knights face her in the exact situation you'd like to as a pitcher. Base is empty. Maybe you'd prefer 2 outs, but 1 out not so bad as Acosta takes up and away for ball 1. Scoring update at the baseball diamond. Bottom 2nd. Dolphins trail 1-0. Want to know the count on TJ? Pitch on its way. And that's outside. Or not. It's on the corner. Verbal call. Count even at 1. It's actually been remarkable today how little I can hear with the headset on, as that misses up and away. But I have not heard even the slightest noise from up at baseball all day long. And you get up there, and the PA system is booming. You can certainly hear it, but not from here with a headset on. Comes the 2-1. That's ball 3. Count 3 balls and 1 strike on the CSI first baseman. Pitch on its way. That's ball 4. So the Dolphins get a 1-out base runner as Acosta draws the walk, and now Olivia Warner will be the batter.
Second baseman, number 42, Olivia Warner.
Warner is 0 for 3 at the plate, and she looks at a strike. Comes the 0-1. And that's lofted the other way, foul. And Warner is quickly in a 2-strike hole. Warner behind 0-2. Pitch on its way. And that's hit in the air out to right center field. Hit pretty well. And on the run, Baez is there once again. In the right center field gap, Baez tracked it down, and she makes the catch for the second out.
Right fielder, number 30, Amanda Stalker.
Baez has played a very good center field for the Knights here today, and she comes through once again with the Dolphins looking to mount the 7th-inning rally. Excuse me. It will be left to Amanda Stalker as she quickly gets ahead 1-0. Stalker is 1 for 3 at the plate. 1-0. Grounded softly to short. They may have to hurry, But the throw to first is in time, and the ball game is over. After failing to score in Game 1, the Knights score 7 times on 15 hits in Game 2 as they earn a split of today's East Coast Conference doubleheader with the College of Staten Island. Our final score, Queens 7 and Staten Island 3. Over at the baseball diamond, they are in the bottom half of the second inning, so I will sign off very quickly and try to make my way over there in time to join Nick Bavona on that call. Hopefully, I can make it there by the end of the third inning. Until next time, this has been Joe Foreman on the call for CSI Sportsnet with coverage of today's East Coast Conference softball doubleheader. The Dolphins take Game 1 2-0, and the Knights take Game 2 by a final score of 7-3. We will see you all next week. We have games scheduled for Tuesday and Wednesday, those subject to the weather. Right now, it's not looking good. For the latest CSI softball scheduling information, visit csidolphins.com and visit the softball schedule page to check the latest regarding the status of the games next week. Until then, thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy your Easter Sunday, and we'll see you at some point next week.